Hi everyone, Vicky here. I hope you're well. This will probably be the last Christmas card I record this year using Lawn Fawn's Baaah Humbug. I have been waiting on this set for a little while. I've also used the Flippin' Awesome add-on just to create my little background focus panel. Couldn't think of the words I was trying to get out there, I apologise. So I'm just going to position the stamps that I want to use on my onto the panel, and then I'm going to use my Misty to pick those up. So I'm just going to use 2 of the sheep and the present for now, and I'm going to stamp those with my Extreme Black My Favourite Things ink, which is Copic and Tri-Blend and any other alcohol marker friendly. This card is actually for my other half, who loves singing that Feliz Navidad song, the Spanish Merry Christmas, and also really loves how punny Lawn Fawn stamp sets are. Like, he'll literally just look at my stamp sets and have a little chuckle at them. So I'm using this Prism ink in Evergreen for my little mistletoe that I'm going to pop between my 2 characters, and I'm just going to use a little stamping block for this because it's such a small image. And then I'm going to use a red from Prism as well to do the little bow that goes over the top. I'm just cleaning that off before I put it back. I'm trying to be very good with my stamps because I want them to last me for a very long time. And it's just the red bricks that I'm using for my red for this, just to do my little bow. And that'll be all my stamping done and dusted. Then I just have a very small amount of colouring to do. So this is just the earth brown blends. It took me ages to decide what colour to colour my little sheep on this. So I just used the brown shades for this, and then there was only really a couple of little bits to do. The present I did in red and green to match the mistletoe as well. I wanted to keep this a very simple colour palette because it was just going to be a really cute little sheep. And sometimes I think that you can overcomplicate a design when sometimes just doing something really nice and simple can look really effective. So he does sing Feliz Navidad quite a lot. So I gave him the card last night and he had a very good little chuckle. Unfortunately, I have been singing Feliz Navidad for about 24 hours on and off in my head and out loud, because it gets stuck in my head. And it's like, oops, never mind. So anyway, the dark red blend is the one I'm going to use for the little parcel. So I'm going to do the parcel itself in red, and then I'm going to do the ribbon in some greens. And actually, now I think about it, I didn't use greens. I intended to use greens and then changed my mind to make it a gold bow instead. So I do stand corrected. I used the yellow golds. My bad. My original plan was to use green, which is why, as I record this voiceover, still slightly sleepy. You're all hearing the random ramblings of a crazy person. So I'm going to use my warm greys, the lightest warm grey I have, and my colourless blender to do the sheep's wool. So what I'm doing is I'm just laying down some of my colourless blender, just roughly where I want to put my shade in, and then I'm going in with the lightest one of the greys and adding that little section of shade, and then I'm using the colourless blender to pull out the grey. It's just so that it's not pure white sheep, so you'll see the difference between the 2 sheep now. I just think it adds a little bit of colour, because I think if you just left it pure white it would look a bit plain and it wouldn't stand out as much, whereas adding in just that little tiny touch of grey really does the trick. With snowmen and things you can use a really, really pale blue. I had done a card at Halloween, if you look back through my thing, where I use different colours of pale colours. So that is red chili cardstock, or chili pepper cardstock rather, from Lawn Fawn, just folded to a standard card. And I'm also going to do an insert. So the card is 5.5 by 4 1/4. So this is 4 by 5 1/4. Just so I have a little border around it. So on the inside I am putting all I want for Christmas is you. Get it? You, as in the female sheep. Yeah, if I have to tell you the pun and you don't understand it, then I'm sorry, but I feel like I have to do that really obvious thing just to make sure everyone gets my puns, because I just think they're absolutely great. I also really love the script on this. So I am going to use that red chili ink again, which I've just realised is actually very cool considering the paper is called chili pepper ink. It's amazing what you work out the next day. So I'm just going to do that twice just to make sure I get a nice impression on there. And I'm going to clean that off. And then I can focus on my front of my card. So I was originally going to put the sentiment on the front of the card on the little white panel. However, I decided I wanted to do some heat embossing. So I'm just using that just to line up roughly where I want. And I'm going to put the Feliz Navidad, get it? At the bottom of this one. So I put it in position and then move the panel out of the way and just pick that up with my Misty. So I'm going to use my anti-static bag just to make sure that I don't have any powder landing where I don't want it. And then I'm going to use some clear ink to stamp that down, and I am going to do that twice just to make sure I get a nice image. And just move that out of the way. I will clean that off later, I do promise. And then I'm using some silver from Lawn Fawn. It's a really nice silver from Lawn Fawn. I may have to invest in some more of their powders, I think. It does give a really nice crisp image. I'm just going to quickly pop that away. And then I will heat up my heat tool. I'm trying to be really good. I'm so impatient that I sometimes heat it up and then I'm like, oh yeah, that'll be hot enough. And I'll try and do it and it needs a bit longer. But you can see that is starting to melt nicely. And then I realised the right hand side hadn't fully melted. So back we go. So then we have a nice little Feliz Navidad at the bottom. I'm sorry. I really love the puns. I think this is why me and him got on so well, is that we are both really into really bad puns. So I'm just going to use some wet glue to stick that down. And then I'm actually going to use some foam tape to put my focal panel on the front. You can see I'm fiddling around a bit with that corner. I think I need new blades on my paper trimmer. I've noticed that quite a bit of the stuff that I've been trimming is not so great, so I have got some on order. But I am having to do a little bit of gentle tweaking to make sure everything looks extra neat. It's just not as neat as it should be, which is a little bit frustrating. But as I said, I do have more blades on the way. I think I'm going to have to make sure I keep a stack of them in a drawer somewhere, just in case. So I'm going to peel the backs off these focal panels because I am just giving this to my other half and not posting it. I don't mind how deep or how much depth there is to it, because I don't have to worry about the postage, which is good. And that is actually the card done. So I'll just give you a look on the inside again as well. I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's been quite a nice quick one, but I am super pleased with my Pun-tastic card. If you've enjoyed this, please do like and subscribe. See you later. Bye.